Chapter 5 Season 2 is coming to a close. And with that leads me to the question, what happened to this season? Now, a lot of you are going to reply to that and be like, what did happen to this season? And a lot of you are going to be like, what are you talking about? What happened to this season? It was completely fine. And I think that both sides of that argument are valid. But today we're going to dive in to what actually happened to this season, in my opinion. So first things first, let me say this. I like this season. Before I offend anybody, hurt anybody's feelings, this is not a bad season. I will say that. I need to add something new to the mix this video. I think a lot of what factors into a player's enjoyment of the game is how much they play the game. I always kind of knew that. I mean, a lot of you are like, yeah, duh. I didn't know how much that affected me. Like this season, I stepped back. I didn't play too much. I played once or twice a week probably. Wasn't too much. And I kind of enjoyed this season, especially at the end. Kind of towards the middle, not really. But at the beginning and the end, I think it was, I enjoyed the game pretty well. So that was good. I just had to kind of say that. I think a lot of the enjoyment comes from how much you play the game. If you play the game every day, it's very hard to keep a season entertaining. Alright, so I've already talked about everything that they added at the beginning of the season. There's a whole video on that. There will probably be a card like right here. If you want to go watch that video, it'll also be in the top of the description. So I'm not going to talk about all that. I'm just going to talk about kind of the stuff that they added this season. All right, well, first, let's talk about the weapon meta right quick. I think I do need to talk about that. I think that this is a fantastic weapon meta. I'm going to just say that right out of the gate. No weapon that they put in the game this season was overpowered, except for the Thunderbolt of Zeus, but they eventually nerfed it, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. Now, there are other mythics that I'm going to talk about later in the video, and I think you all can guess what I'm referring to. But I love this weapon meta. I love the Wings of Icarus. The weapon meta is just good, man. I don't know what to tell you. The mythic like actual weapons, they're not crazy overpowered, but they're still really good. I love that. I love the medallions. I love how they all give you different abilities. This is a great item meta. I'll just say that. I don't really think that many items were too bad this season. But with that being said, I take you to the Avatar collab. This is the problem I have with collabs. The theme of this season completely dissipated when they put the Avatar stuff in the game. When they put the Avatar mythics in the game, they completely gave up on advancing the theme. It just felt like after they put these mythics in the game, they just completely gave up on trying to advance the theme. I feel like they missed out on a lot of opportunities because of that. That's the problem I have with collabs. So the Avatar mythics were water bending, air bending, fire bending, and I think it was earth bending. I honestly forget what it was called. Fire bending and earth bending, and also fire bending, earth bending, and air bending. They actually weren't in the game for too long, I don't feel like. They kept water bending in for the whole season, which, I mean, I guess is fine. They could have kept airbending in, to be honest. I didn't find airbending, I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. It was kind of annoying when players would just run because it's infinite movement. I didn't really have a problem with earth or fire bending. They were just kind of annoying, to be honest. I'd never really used them. They weren't that fun to use, in my opinion. They were just kind of annoying. Water bending's actually very good. I'm not gonna lie. It does a lot of damage, and it shoots from very far away. Now, when these mythics first came out, I hated them. I wanted them out of the game. But when I started playing the game less, they didn't bother me too much, because not that many people use them, at least in my games. And they're really just, they're not too overpowered, I guess. I don't know if they nerfed them throughout the season, but I don't hate them. I hate how as soon as they put these in the game, they just they just stop advancing the theme. That's the problem I have with it. They did buff the Chain of Hades at one point. It is very good now. It's not quite overpowered, but it's just still pretty good. The Thunderbolt of Zeus is still pretty overpowered. It's not too bad anymore. It's not rage inducing. I mean, you can build and kind of combat it. The TAC AR got added back this season. I'd never really used it, to be honest. There's really no point. I mean, when you have the Thunderburst SMG in the game, there's really no point in using a TAC AR. The Thunderburst shoots further and it shoots faster, and the aiming reticle is smaller, I think. And then we got the Star Wars stuff. That is how you do a collab. I like the Star Wars stuff. I'm not even a Star Wars fan, but I liked it. The Wookiee Bowcaster, it's pretty good, but it's not overpowered in any way. E11 Blaster, they buffed it a lot since the last time they put it in the game. They're actually pretty good now, but again, not overpowered in any way. The lightsaber's pretty good too. Like I still really don't think it's that overpowered. It's cool, and these weapons weren't jammed down my throat like the Avatar Mythics were at one point. Put a little spot on the map right above Lavish Lair where you could go fight Darth Vader, get his lightsaber. You could get a bowcaster and an E11. You can also get those out of chests. It's a good collab. I don't feel like I saw these everywhere like I did the Avatar Mythics, and also just not as many people use them because they're not quite as good. I think that this is a good collab. It didn't overpower the theme of the season, but if you chose to focus on it, then, and you like Star Wars, it was a good collab. Oh yeah, then we got the drum gun back at one point. The drum gun's actually pretty good now. It shoots pretty slow, but I think it's a little more accurate now. I like it. I carry it. It's not overpowered. It's good. The Shield Bubble Junior is in the game now as well. I like those are good for zero build. I've started playing zero build more. I'm kind of a sweat, but zero build's pretty fun actually. And then we got the hand cannon back in the game. It's a little bit different. I think it's like, well, obviously because you can add a scope to it now, but it's not too bad. Oh, then we got the banana. The banana's pretty good. It's kind of like a slurp juice, but only for whites. It's a very good healing item, but it's very balanced as well. Overall, I feel like I don't think the collabs were too bad this season. I think they could have done a lot more with the Greek god theme, and I feel like I was hoping for that at the beginning, and they didn't do that much with it. They added the Chain of Hades. That's basically all they did, to be honest. As far as the map goes, I do not think the bottom right hand section of the map aged well at all. I hardly ever landed there after like the first week. Grimgate and Underworld are both very good POIs because of the water all around there that like helps you dash. Everyone likes to land there. It's good for if you want to get a lot of kills off the rip. And they're also good POIs. You know, they have a lot of good stuff. Oh yeah, and then there was like a little mini live event. It actually happened like yesterday. I'm filming this on Friday, May 17th, so it happened either yesterday or the day before. Epic didn't tell anybody about it. I saw a little bit of it. It looked pretty cool. Honestly, I honestly couldn't tell you what one of my friends, Lil Smurf, he told me about what exactly it did, but I honestly can't remember. So anyway, that leads me to say this. I think this was a pretty good season. Wasn't bad, but based on my expectations from the beginning, I thought this was going to be like really, really good season, and it was just kind of mid, not gonna lie. It was a little bit better than mid, but I wasn't thrilled with the Avatar collab. I don't like how they didn't really advance the theme at all. They didn't really add much after the season came out as far as like Greek god stuff goes. So yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts. Make sure to comment below what you think about this season. Obviously everyone's gonna have a differing opinion, but yeah, no, just thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support on the recent videos. You guys are amazing. I've been streaming more often recently, so be sure to turn on post notifications so that you're notified when I'm live. You know, we can chat, stuff like that. So that'll be cool. I sometimes play with viewers as well, so that'll be nice. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, love you. Peace.